The first goal that I ever had was to get straight A's. I'd never gotten good grades in my whole life. And this was the first goal I ever achieved. I'm sure many of you can relate to this is the only aim of your life. Then I got it. And this is what became really interesting to me. I was thinking about how miserable the last 6 months of my life had been. Yeah, I went to a brand new school. And instead of being the normal Finn I am, I go and I speak to everybody. I'm super friendly. When I would just go, like, stick to myself. I wouldn't make any effort to get out there, hang out with people. And the whole time, I didn't enjoy that 6 months. I hated that period of my life. And then it got me thinking, was this even my goal in the first place? I never would have wanted to end up there. Yeah, maybe I didn't know exactly that I was going to end up there. But if I wasn't so focused on a goal that I didn't actually care about that much, then maybe I would have had more time to enjoy my life. That's when I realized we start pursuing goals at a young, like the first goals we like try and go for, it's because we're pressured from the outside world. Because personally, for me, if didn't have like any pressure from my parents, if nobody mattered, like my parents were dead and I had like a little bit of money to take care of myself, I'd probably want to start a business. I want to try and get rich. I'd probably go, oh fuck, I got to go get a job so I can afford making this business. One day it can blow up. Now, it may not be the same goal for you, but this is like really important to be aware of. So many of the actions you're doing is because your parents have some kind of expectation on you. And it's fine if you keep doing it anyways. You just need to be aware of what's going on. I'm Finn. I help young guys build like an amazing social life, dream life in general, bro. And I think this was really important topic to link into social life because I, for a long time, didn't think that you could improve your social life, you know? I thought, oh, you want to make more mates, you just got to be jacked. But there is some tactics, like, it doesn't need to be this obsessive, weird thing, but it is way more detailed than I ever imagined. When I was first super young, I didn't really know anything. I just kind of like accidentally got slipped down to like opportunities, parties and stuff. I was just there, but I never made any friends. But now I can go like pretty much anywhere and I'm making new mates, I'm meeting new people. And that's why I really wanted to make this channel. Now, I don't want to waffle too much on this point. And before I move on, I do have a step-by-step guide to, building the perfect dream social life you've always wanted. The link's in the description if you're interested. But I wanted to move on to my next point. Everybody who wants to get good grades is really just seeking something else. Approval from their parents, or they're trying to get into uni because they think everyone's going to think they're cool. And now I'm not saying that grades is a horrible waste of time, but I think you should use the in-school only method. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, this only worked for me when I was in good health. Like when I was getting a good night of sleep every night. When I was not sleeping that well, when I wasn't like locked in on something else, and my focus, I had like ADHD focus, and I wasn't like, in a high frequency state. What's the word? Like I just wasn't locked in, bro. I wasn't, that healthy. When I wasn't healthy and I would wake up and I would go to my classes, I would be so tired at class that this method would never work. But basically, you just work 1,000% in class 1, class 2. Then in recess, you work as well. Then you work in your fucking spare period the whole way through instead of watching YouTube. You work, lunch break, you work. But then by the end of the school day, you're fucking done, mate. Do your homework in your spare periods and, because what will happen is if you don't get it done in that time, you're like, fuck, well, I know I'm not going to be able to do it after school because I'm going home at this time. And you leave your school books at school every day because it's so miserable to always be worried about school and you never have freedom to go play your sports or hang out with your friends or go see your girl. Like, it's just a shit fucking lifestyle. So keep that method in mind. It worked for me. Only I got like, this was when I wasn't focused on school, by the way, but when I was doing this method, I got straight B pluses, and that was like well deserved at the time. And I only got that because I was working so hard on the other stuff in my life, like my channel. I was trying to be this super high intellectual guy. So keep that in mind. I promise you there is a way where you don't have to work as much and you can get way more done. Because ask yourself this question: have I really done work in every single one of my classes? Like, the amount of procrastination is nuts that I see. Even from these IB guys who say, oh no, I work 12 hours a day. Dude, every single person, like I always, like every school, everywhere I go, pretty much everybody is just like always distracted, always like, task switching. Just sit down and do 50 minutes of a practice paper, bro. I'm not your grades guy, but I think it was important advice because that's what helped me get through school when I didn't want to put much effort into it and when I didn't have any fucking time or I didn't give a shit about school after I got my straight A's for the first time. From then, I really like just kind of did minimal effort to get the best grade. That's what worked well for me. Oh, and one more point. Once you get good grades once, it's so easy to keep going. Once you crack the code, then it's good for life. I mean, it's going to be hard still, but it's like, once you get up there, it's harder to fall down. I remember after I had done 2 months at my new school. This was the straight A period where I got straight A's after 6 months. 2 months in, I was on like track for this goal, straight A's, and I was on holidays. But bro, when I was on holidays, I would invite mates to go like, oh, let's go to the beach today. Let's go out. I would be out at social events. I would be talking to girls. I was having a great time. But at first, the first 2 weeks of the holiday, because I ended up having a really long holiday because I broke my knee and left school early. But holy moly, bro. I had so much fun after, like, life was so much better, just even how I felt on the daily after about 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, when I had finally just stopped, like, worrying about being, around, being judged by people. I was starting to get some better sleep. It was fucking amazing. And it's because every day I would plan to like go hang out with some friends and then I would build these relationships. And so then when I was on holidays, I would feel like connected to my friends. And that's what I realized I fucked up on. Because I could still have been locked in at school, but I didn't realize that I probably should have waited till I should have given way more time to being social, to making friends in this new school. Because, yeah, the reason that I locked in was smart. I had like a good social life, but I was getting dragged down by the wrong people, so I needed to work on myself. But then I left Hong Kong where I had the social life. And so when you don't have the social life at all anymore, it's pretty hard to just fully lock in, because even then you're not even going to be as productive, you're not going to be as healthy or happy of a person. I know this guy who he's been playing sports since he was young, so keep that in mind. But he didn't really like fucking train much, and he would just go out all the time. And he was super locked out. And then one day, he just fucking locked in, bro. And it took him like 3 months for him to be like that dream guy we always see, who's like in good shape, they're making a bit of online money, they're like, everybody fucking likes this guy. And it took him such a little amount of time because he built the social thing where he knew how to talk to anybody. He knew how to get girls. Or maybe I wouldn't say it like that, but he had like a good relationship with girls. He was so fun to be around. He was such a nice dude. And then he got into good shape when he already had like a sporting base of being like pretty good at rugby. He got in the gym and he got really jacked really fucking fast. You might say, oh, this guy, he has an advantage because he was already playing sports. I'd argue that sports is part of a social thing. Like, when I say be more social, I'm not saying go hang out with some fucking idiots, right? I'm saying go hang out with some good level people. Now, if you want to hang out with idiots, honestly, that's kind of valid, Sometimes, you might not, I never admitted to myself when I would hang out with idiots because we don't see it like that. We try and defend our friends, which is fair enough. But genuinely, I want to move on to this next point. The thing is, if you're going out, this is my last point. If you're going out and you get addicted to drinking or like doing some kind of drug, there's no reason you didn't already get addicted to video games. Like, that's just who you are. You're going to get addicted to whatever environment you're in. And so I would say to you, somebody like that, who you get addicted to everybody, be careful who you hang out with. I wouldn't recommend to go meet a bunch of new friends who are like low quality. I might just play it patient because you have no idea how easily it is to fall down the wrong path once you get there. Like, it's not super easy. Like, if you have good friends, it's just not going to happen. I haven't thought about doing anything like that because none of my friends ever mentioned it, so I don't really give a shit. But as soon as you have a group of friends who are pressuring you to do something, you just fold so quickly. It's just a matter of time. Even I said, I promise I'm never going to do anything. Thank you for watching this video, bro. If you want my full course, click the link in the description. Have a good day.